And let's get to that breaking traffic right now. Following a mess on 465 near I-69, you're starting your Tuesday morning and you are heading this way on the northeast side. You will want to hear Lindsay's traffic report right now.
Yeah, this is involving a semi-truck blocking some lanes here. We know crews have been there on the scene for quite a while now. Lindsay, let's tell us where we should go to avoid this area this morning.
Yeah, so I wanted to start with what is currently blocked and where you're probably not going to be able to access for quite some time. This will be the express lane on I-465 northbound. So that's as you are approaching this incident. This is near the I-69 ramps, and then we'll get back to that camera that shows you everything that's involved. So we know this was a jackknife semi that multiple vehicles were also involved in. We also have reports that one of the semis involved was leaking diesel onto the interstate. So the cleanup effort's going to take some time to get that diesel off of the road. We also know that construction barricades were impacted by this crash, and they have been pushed over into this express lane. Now, there were vehicles that were basically kind of stuck here in between the barricades. They were able to weave their way through that, so that has since cleared. But we do know now that there are officers blocking that express lane, so all those traveling northbound on 465 north will have to use just those normal travel lanes. Now, this is what the scene of the crash looks like right now. This is that jackknife semi that's still out there. Several vehicles still involved, with emergency crews assessing the basically damage and how widespread this has impacted from a roadway standpoint. So just be prepared here on the northeast side. All lanes 465 eastbound at the I-69 ramps are currently blocked. Traffic is being diverted off to I-69 and Benford Boulevard southbound, and the road is closed, that express lane on I-465 northbound.
Oh, and that's going to pick up by 6:30, I'm sure, Lindsay. Wow. Hey, this is a live look downtown in Indianapolis. What a morning. You could tell from Lindsay's camera that cable that was shaking. We have quite the wind out there. At one point at 4 o'clock this morning, our winds were gusting at 40 miles per hour downtown. It is still misty and drizzly there in Greensburg this morning. And the reason, the warm front that moved to the north, so we're, 60-ish throughout much of the area, and then the rain in back of it and ahead of this front. So that creates this situation in the atmosphere where you have strong southerly breeze gusting ahead of that, but that does, with the movement of the front, help push this rain out. You can see there's still rain around Connorsville and Richmond, Hagerstown, and Good Morning Winchester. You're still getting wet there. Even Muncie, Mount Pleasant, and Knightstown with some lingering rain. Here in Indy, we've got a little mist, but boy, is it windy. Right now at the airport, 31 mile per hour gust. In Rensselaer, Rochester, 22 miles per hour. At Muncie's Delaware County Airport, 23 miles per hour. But look to the west, near this area of low pressure, winds in Peoria gusting to 34. So we're going to have pretty gusty winds most of the morning and into the early afternoon. Outside, it is 61 degrees, 10 degrees above the average high, 62 by 9 a.m. as the kiddos are headed off to school. The sun will break out, 68 today, but in just 2 days' time, our high will be 30 degrees cooler. And Julia will have more on this big change in the weather coming up.
Chuck, thank you. Well, after months of waiting, there's finally an arrest in a double homicide that rocked an Indianapolis family over the summer.
A 22-year-old and a 3-year-old were killed while they sat in the car. Sia New Yorker is in studio now with the latest on this case. Good morning, Sia.
Good morning, ladies. Police say Jayshawn Johnson and Armani Booker were shot to death nearly 3 months ago, but now police say the man responsible is in custody. According to court documents, investigators say William Pascal Young was seen on surveillance video walking out of a liquor store toward a car in a parking lot near 75th and Shadeland. Those documents say that Pascal Young fired several shots, killing 22-year-old Jayshawn Johnson and 3-year-old Armani Booker. A family member tells 13 News that the 3-year-old's mother was inside the store when the shooting happened. The night he died, the family had just finished celebrating his 3rd birthday. They're relieved about an arrest, but still heartbroken.
I've been praying every day that they catch him, whoever did it.
Now, Pascal Young was arrested. He is expected to be in court later today, facing murder charges. Now, coming up on Sunrise at 6:30, hear about some of the technology that detectives use to get this suspect off the street. Ladies.
Glad they were finally able to get some answers for those families. Thank you, Sia.
Well, right now, Metro Police are trying to piece together details of what led up to a homicide on Indy's east side.
So IMPD says this happened right outside of a gas station. Here's what it looked like last night. That's the Phillips 66 gas station near Washington and Post Road. That's where police say that shooting happened around 8 last night. Once on scene, officers say they found a man shot in critical condition who later died at the hospital. Video from the scenes show investigators are focusing in on a white SUV with the driver's side door there still open. A bullet hole can also be seen in the top of the gas station door as well. So far, we don't have any information about a possible suspect or arrest that police have shared with us.
And new this morning, we're reaching out to police for details about a double shooting that happened on the city's southeast side. Just before midnight, IMPD responded to Wagner Lane near Raymond and Sherman Drive. That's where they found 2 people that had been shot. The victims were awake and alert when police found them and are expected to be okay. So far, no word from police about any suspects or arrests in the case.
Well, 2 Indiana state troopers are on administrative leave this morning after a police chase ends in a shooting in Clinton County. This happened at a gas station near State Road 28 at the Frankfort exit. So investigators right now are trying to determine if officers killed Taria Brown or if she turned the gun on herself. We know that police were chasing Brown, who was connected to a homicide investigation in Cincinnati. Earlier yesterday, police in Ohio found Lucretia Black dead outside of her home. 13 News has since learned that Taria and Lucretia were married. Investigators believe after the shooting, Taria allegedly took off.
We're just going to use every precaution that we can and use all the tools that we can at our disposal to make sure that we come to a safe conclusion to every incident. So we want to make sure not only we're safe, that the public is also safe and we can come to that safe conclusion.
Well, no troopers were harmed in that shooting.
Well, this morning, police tell us they've released a woman connected to a deadly shooting in downtown Indianapolis. Investigators tell 13 News 20-year-old Tyshawn Williams died in that shooting at an apartment complex near Northeast Street and Washington Street. Police believe that shooting Sunday afternoon was related to a case of domestic violence. Police say they are not looking for other suspects.
Well, AT&T is offering a $5,000 reward this morning for information about several copper cable thefts. The thefts happened in Marion, Shelby, and Brown counties. And according to the company, the theft led to service outages here in central Indiana. So now they're working with local law enforcement to investigate. So they are asking anyone with information to call that tip line you will see there at the bottom of your screen, and you can remain anonymous.
6:08, and this morning we're hearing from Indiana Senate Minority Leader Greg Taylor after allegations of sexual harassment. In a statement to 13 News, Senator Taylor says, quote, "As an elected official, I am responsible for maintaining high professionalism and respecting the boundaries of all I engage with. While this has always been my goal, there have been times when I have blurred the lines and behaved in a manner that potentially made my colleagues or those who witnessed my actions uncomfortable. While it was never my intent to cause harm, I acknowledge that I have fallen short, and for this I apologize." According to reports by the Indianapolis Star, 3 women have accused Taylor of sexual harassment while they worked or interned at the State House. The allegations date back to 2009. Yesterday, Taylor was actually re-elected by lawmakers as the minority leader. He's been in that position since 2022. You can read statements from leaders in both parties from the House and Senate right now at WTHR.com.
Well, in just a few hours, lawmakers will be back at the state capitol for Organization Day. Now, the session doesn't officially get underway until next year, but Organization Day is the formal start of this session, which allows lawmakers to gear up for the upcoming year. So state lawmakers have a busy session ahead. They'll be working on the next 2-year budget for the state, and the upcoming session will last for 60 days.
Well, the Raptors snapping a 7-game losing streak, beating the Pacers last night 130-119.
Obviously not the ending that the Pacers were hoping for, but there were some bright spots. So Benedict Mathurin scored 17 of his 28 points in the fourth quarter. Pascal Siakam put up 25 points and 10 rebounds against his former team, by the way.
Obi Toppin had 9 of his 19 points in the final period. Tyrese Halliburton scored 16. It's the third loss for the Pacers in their last 4 games. And Lindsay, I know you've been following breaking news all morning.
That's right. We've got some closures on the northeast side due to a pretty serious crash. The express lane on I-465 northbound, this will be blocked for quite some time as we are following a crash involving a semi and barricades in the construction zone. As you can see here, semi leaking fuel onto the roadway, all traffic being diverted at Benford Boulevard. We've got the very latest coming up in just a few minutes.
And this morning, a lawsuit being filed after that factory explosion in a Louisville neighborhood at 6:45, the cause that killed 2 workers and hospitalized several others. And this morning, a critical moment for space travel. SpaceX will launch rockets to capture another coming down. The high stakes for the space company that's now in the orbit of President-elect Trump.